Business that benefits society, technologies that make the world more convenient. Each issue of our program introduces you to people who build the future on the basis of the latest developments, principles of high social responsibility, and a caring attitude towards nature. The world of startups showcases advanced high technologies and their integration into all spheres of our modern life. DNA service for losing weight. The World News, platform for passports translation. Business automation system. Tech control, portal for work search. The Kazakhstan News. DNA service for weight loss diet genius, one of the few domestic projects that did not pass a probation in Kazakhstan. The startup is initially focused on the United States of America. The market of genomic data of this country is considered the largest in the world, and at the same time it is clearly regulated at the legislative level. Therefore, the Kazakhstani product is very much in demand.
Мы берем нужные нам массивы данных и используем в нашей системе.
We take the necessary data and use it in our system to tell you what exactly you have, for example, with your metabolism, what kind of sport you are better at, and how much sleep affects your daily diet.
Насколько сон влияет, на ваш дневной рацион,
Simply put, the system collects a bit of information about a person, shows the most detailed picture of his body, and makes an effective schedule for losing weight. To collect data, the platform uses several sources. The first is a survey where it is necessary to make a list of the most frequently used dishes. Further, on the basis of the responses received, a report is formed. What the user ate, how high of calories his food was, and much more. Then the vitamins counter is available. Here we have the following functions. We can add some food to the list. At the same time, when we add some food, we immediately see the amount of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates consumed. Also, we see the amount of vitamins consumed. We have 6 vitamins in this case: A, B12, B9, C, D, and E. Supermarkets are the second source from which the program draws information. More than 560,000 different ingredients have already been entered into the database. And when the user specifies in the app what he ate today, you can see how the U.S. Food Safety Authority evaluates this dish. The next function that we have is sports management. We, for example, can simply write the text that we exercised for 30 minutes playing football. We press OK, confirm our action, and see that the number of calories we have burned increased. And finally, the third and most important key to obtaining genomic data from Americans is helix.com. It is also called an app store in the world of DNA. With the help of this resource, domestic startups carry out the monetization of the project when buying a DNA test on the site. The user can purchase Diet Genius for $89.
Мы сейчас рассматриваем очень серьезно.
We are now considering a very serious moment to release the API. And in fact, such applications as MyFitness, which have 1 million subscribers, we just want to offer additional services for their users.
Мы хотим просто предлагать им, как доп. Услугу для своих пользователей.
According to the developers of the DNA service for weight loss, just to create a quality product is not enough to survive in the U.S. market. It is necessary to pay a lot of attention to marketing, and this direction in the development of the company for the coming year is considered a priority. In addition, developers will extend the functionality of the platform. In particular, a bot assistant will be created, a personal motivator that will help achieve your goals in the fight against excess weight. Amazon General Director Jeff Bezos sold the company's shares worth $1 billion. Over the past 6 years, the entrepreneur periodically sold securities of the corporation, but usually in much smaller amounts, in the range of $900,000 to $1 million US. The generosity of the creator of the world's largest internet site can be explained by the fact that over the past year, shares of Amazon have grown by almost 50%. Thanks to this, Jeff Bezos again became the richest man in the world, whose fortune is estimated at about $95 billion US. The Snapchat Messenger is going to go to the IPO, but since the company's revenues are less than $1 billion a year, the law of the United States of America allows you to do it in a non-public way, which will enable a corporation to approach the preparation of the share placement more scrupulously and without excess fuss. According to preliminary estimates, the amount of Snapchat investment may exceed $4 billion US, and this will be the largest IPO of the American technology company on the market since 2012. Among the winners of the Tech in Grain 2017 Technology Festival, which was recently held in Almaty, was the Passport Dragon project, an online service for the instant translation of passports. This is an unusual startup because its developers do not belong to the category of so-called techs. They are humanist employees of a well-known Kazakhstan translation agency.
Если люди едут, например, из одной страны.
If people, for example, go from one country to another, get a job, marry, go to school, or get visas to travel, and so on, they will need a passport translation.
Визы для того, чтобы путешествовать и прочее, им потребуется перевод паспорта.
To use the application, you need to identify yourself with a social network or email. Then take a photo of the passport on the smartphone, select the language, and save.
Здесь мини-инструкция, как правильно сфотографировать или сделать.
Here you see a mini instruction on how to correctly scan a passport. The text should be positioned horizontally, and nothing should be below these lines. This is how the translation of the passport looks like. Here you can manually edit names and surnames, save and send to print.
Имена, фамилии, сохраняем и отправить на печать.
If the translation of the text in some line was incorrect, then it can be edited manually. Today, the platform's content base includes 40 of the world's most widely spoken languages. In the future, their number will increase to 100. In addition, users will have the opportunity to translate other documents. The first 3 transfers on this site are free. The cost of the subsequent will be 500 tenge per piece. For comparison, in Europe, the service will cost at least 10 times more. By the way, for regular customers working with 50 certifying documents per day, special discounts are provided.
Возможно, будет проверка переводчика.
Perhaps it will be checked by an online translator. That is, a person orders using the button, Order an Interpreter Check. Immediately gets to the interpreter, he checks everything, and if it's okay, he approves. According to the developers, the project was originally designed for the global translation market, and Kazakhstan is a launchpad which allows you to see all the pros and cons of the platform to maximize its usability. The Kazakhstan service, torgai.com, is a free service for automating business processes such as receive, delivery, sale, revision, and much more. According to the developers, their IT solution allows you to increase revenue in the store by 20%. This is a platform that allows you to qualitatively digitize a business for a trader and open as many channels as possible so that he can monetize his potential. This startup is focused on various segments of the Kazakhstani market, but at the moment in the priority are grocery stores. Only in Almaty there are about 50,000 of them. 3 months ago we started this program. It became easier for me to track the goods that come in and are being sold. It also makes it easier for customers to work because they track the price of the goods. It is stable, but if it changes, they immediately see it. Well, most importantly, my revenue has increased. Another advantage of the program, it automatically creates and provides analytics for business management. For example, reports will show you which day at which time most sales were conducted. In fact, it happens this way. First, you need to register the product on the network and scan its barcode. While scanning this product, you get the necessary information on the price and quantity, which must now be sold to the customer. Press the button further, go to the selection mode of payment, and get the necessary receipt check, which can be provided to the customer on hand together with his purchase. All information received from the counter is displayed in the personal office of the store owner. Therefore, it can, in real time, remotely monitor the work of his business. In the future, we plan that in our system will appear the function of credit in the store, which will facilitate the work and increase the assortment inside the store. There will also be an opportunity in our system to provide money, that is, credit the buyers themselves.
Деньгами, то есть кредитованием самих покупателей.
Monetization of this platform is carried out in 3 directions. The first is individual services for distributors. The second direction is based on lending to traders and buyers. And finally, the third article of monetization is the provision of profile data to analytical agencies. Every day we become more lazy buyers because we are spoiled. Therefore, the purchase now made by people with packages in the store for certain will soon acquire other forms. And we will bring the packages straight from the store to the door. We are just solving the last mile of the delivery, which many large stores cannot do. In the immediate plans of startups to increase the number of regular partners to 1,200. Then they will start implementing the next stage of business development to scale to other major cities in Kazakhstan. Seed stage. This is the initial stage of development of the startup, which is also called seeding. At this stage, company analysts study the market, make a business plan, test a product or service. Example of use from seed stage to IPO. Oljas Kundakbayev, General Director of Payment Organization, experience in creating and promoting financial products, specialization, IT, fintech, review for the startup, HR Club. HR Club, IT service for search and selection of appropriate job candidates. The idea is very interesting in the sense that it saves time, first of all, for the employer so that you can find a worthy candidate while spending less time. For example, based on my experience, I myself look for a fairly large number of people, and browsing a resume is a fairly laborious job. I looked at the analogs that are already on the internet. They still have a narrow specialization. For example, there's someone just looking for a sales manager. Maybe this resource also needs to choose a narrow specialization, so I won't waste time while browsing all professions to choose some narrow specialization where there is a great demand for employees. You can really carry out some kind of so-called scoring, checking of the candidate and offer the candidate to an employer. A very important thing is the database, those people who are registered and who are looking for a job and who already posted their resume in some database, for example, on the same headhunter. Now, Nur.kz is quite active. With their capabilities of the site, they collect a lot of information. Maybe they could somehow integrate their services so that on the same headhunter, you could immediately place a video CV. 4 million tenge for writing the platform in this project, I think it is enough. The only question is, how will it be promoted? Who will promote it? How these people will earn their money? It seems to me that here you need a little more money for these purposes. Since our population in Kazakhstan is not so large, for example, as in the same Moscow, when there is a large influx of people, it is quite difficult to find candidates. Here they need to choose a narrow specialization or work with a specific client who is willing to pay for this service. Startups from the Redpoint team have developed a service that allows predicting the outcome of certain events with the help of a predictive analysis. For example, the results of political voting. This direction in the work of the ProX platform is considered key. In general, the system is a database that contains behavioral information about a group of individuals. The startup is developed specifically for the U.S. market and is already at the final stage of development. Recently in Almaty and Karaganda, FinTech Stars was held in Kazakhstan, a Republican hackathon aimed at creating startup projects and innovative solutions in the field of fintech. Within 2 days, specialists from different fields worked here to solve various problems. In particular, the contest participants had to develop a prototype application or a ready-to-run, minimal viable product on which one could test the work of the idea.